everyone, welcome back again to my channel. Before watching this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Now let's start this video. Jurisdiction in maritime law cases. In the United States, jurisdiction over admiralty law matters was originally given to the federal courts. However, today most admiralty cases can be heard by both state and federal courts under the Saving Two Suitors Clause in Title 28 of the United States Code. The exception to this is any matter involving maritime property. Those cases may only be tried in federal court. If a state court presides over an admiralty case, the court is required to apply admiralty or maritime law rather than its state law. Without maritime law, injured seamen would be left on their own to counteract the suffering they sustain while working. Anytime a ship employee becomes injured or sick, the vessel owner is required to reimburse their losses. Maritime law refers to this reimbursement as maintenance and cure, meaning that until the seaman fully recovers, the employee must provide for their afflictions. The court views this obligation as unquestionable duty that the ship owner owes any seamen aboard their vessels. Seamen are also eligible to recover full wages for the length of the voyage during which they sustain injuries or illness. An employment contract may indicate the amount of unearned wages a seaman can receive. Because many ship owners are loath to pay the highest amount possible, they either follow old rates from $15 to $35 a day or regulate cure benefits by hand-picking covered medical treatments. The U.S. Supreme Court states the duty to provide maintenance and cure must be poor and inclusive. In the case of compensation, the seaman is almost always favored when skepticism is involved. In some instances, an offshore accident can cause injuries that are so serious that they change a person's life permanently. These types of injuries are so notorious that the medical and legal community has a word for them: catastrophic injuries. When a person has this type of offshore injury, their injuries will likely impact the rest of their life. In some instances, certain injuries mean that a person won't able to earn a living with physical work as they once didn't. In the other case, it means that every aspect of a person's life is impacted by the severity of their injuries. Serious maritime injuries that change life include traumatic brain injuries or TBI, spinal cord injuries, paralysis, amputation, burn injuries, crash injuries. Often these offshore injuries require a lifetime of medical care. When workers are suffering from an accident they didn't cause, they deserve compensation for the care that will make their life as comfortable as possible. One of the most catastrophic injuries that can occur in a maritime accident is a burn injury. If you suffered a burn injury during a maritime accident, it is vital to contact a top-rate Houston maritime burn injury lawyer as quickly as possible. Arnold and Itkin LLP has helped hundreds of injured seamen advocate for their rights, including those who have suffered serious burn injuries while working offshore. Common causes of offshore burn injuries include contact with hazardous chemical. Highly flammable chemical can cause severe burns. Electrical accident. Faulty or improperly handled electrical equipment can spark a fire. Engine room fires. Malfunction in engine room can cause an explosion or fire. Equipment malfunction. Hazardous or defective equipment can cause a fire. Explosion caused by highly flammable chemical used for vessel or onboard equipment. There are several degrees of burn injuries depending on the severity of the burn. Burn injuries can be caused by extreme heat, electricity, chemical, radiation or function, or friction. Any of these burn hazards are present on seafaring vessels or offshore rigs. Burn injuries can range from mild to life-altering burns including first-degree burns. This is usually a surface burn that does not necessarily require medical attention, but may cause irritation and pain. Second-degree burns. This is a more severe burn that may cause blisters and may extend below the surface. Healing can take a few weeks. Third and fourth degree burns. These are the most serious burn injuries because they extend through the entire layer of tissue that lies below the surface. This layer contains structures such as nerve ending, sweat glands, hair follicles, and blood capillaries. These burn injuries are much more severe and will require a longer healing process and more medical attention. Hospitalization costs for catastrophic burns can run into the six-figure range. This is why it is vital to contact an attorney as soon as possible to recover financial compensation for your injuries. Suffering these injuries without support can destabilize your future, and the sooner you get in contact in a maritime burn injury lawyer, the better your chance of achieving the best possible outcome for your case. Head injuries occur Head injuries occur frequently in the maritime industry. Depending on the severity of the injury, lifelong treatment may be needed. In many cases, it may seem as though cases could have not been prevented. In reality, many brain injury accidents could have been prevented with the proper precautions. If that's the case, you may be able to file a claim under the Jones Act. When a maritime worker suffers a head injury, it's one of two types: a closed head injury and open head injury. A closed head injury is when an injury doesn't cause the skull to be broken, fractured, or pierced. An open head injury is when the skull is pierced or fractured. Although open head injuries may seem more severe, closed head injuries are difficult to diagnose and can require extensive treatment. Any level of brain damage can have a serious impact on an employee's daily life, altering their personality and their ability to make a living. When a brain injury happens because an employer or coworker was negligent, it's vital for injured people to hold at-fault parties accountable for their own sake, the sake of other employees, and the sake of the loved ones they support. In 2013, the Centers for Disease Control released a report examining fatal maritime injuries from 2003 until 2010. It found that those working in the offshore oil and gas industry are 7 times more likely to die than workers in other industries. However, the oil and gas industry is not the only common sector for maritime injuries. Anytime people are Anytime people are on a vessel or working in the maritime industry, dangerous conditions are present and vessel owners or employers must take appropriate measures to protect them. Those in charge of a vessel are responsible for maritime injuries. Vessel owners and employers must ensure they provide safety training for workers and ensure that their ship and rigs are seaworthy. This is true even in the face of natural disaster and heavy weather like hurricanes and tropical storms. Rough seas are no excuse for a vessel capsizing or sinking. If the owner knew of the storm and failed to evacuate crew or take measures to evade it immediately following the accident, if you are able, be sure to get pictures of the vessel and the work area where you were injured. If you are unable to take photos yourself, make sure that a workmate is able to get photos for you. Again, even you don't plan on a lawsuit for your maritime injury, you are still covering your bases just in case. Be sure that photographs are taken of whatever caused the injury, the surroundings, and any machinery or equipment that was being used before the injury. Okay everyone, that's all this article today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until the next one, bye bye.